Just got a box from Inkwell Ideas. Okay, so they've got a website, and they've got, I don't know, 10 plus different decks of cards. And these decks of cards we just add a little bit of variety to your game. I ended up buying 2 of them. They're $15 a piece. And then I got this little free gift here this is the NPC Portraits deck. Frontier Townsfolk. Just a deck of cards. And they're standard size playing cards. I bought Sidequest Decks Horror Fantasy 54 Adventure Outline and Map cards. And Sidequest Deck. Dungeons, Caves, and Ruins Fantasy 54 Adventure Outline and Map cards. This one's got plastic wrap on it. The other 2 don't. I haven't even looked at these yet. So, let's see if I can keep this in the camera. Oh, it's all wrapped up. Plastic. This is cool. I initially thought that these things were gonna come out in on a sheet that you had to punch out the cards and make your own cards or cut them down to size yourself, but this is not the case. So what is this? This is just a title card. Decks, Ruins and Fantasy. Dungeon Caverns and Ruins are the centerpiece of great dungeon adventure, whatever. Draw a card for an adventure outline. The outline includes backstory and ways to get the PCs involved. Encounter possibilities and follow-up ideas. The other side of the card is the most important map for that adventure. Use these maps from other cards as needed. So this is pretty cool. These are just like, okay, plot ideas. What is this? We got, I don't know if you can see that. Communion. It's a mystery. Remote monastery. The PCs visit a monastery as a secretive group prepares an unorthodox, borderline heretical ritual to commune with their deity. Getting the PCs involved. One or more of the PCs is a member of the religious order that keeps the monastery. The party is simply traveling. The monastery is a convenient stopping off point, and the monks are usually rather hospitable. Encounters. The monks invent strange customs to try to force the PCs to leave. An air of tension underlines even ordinary events, and the head monk seemed very busy. The PCs recognize a dangerous or banned book. The senior monks have posted a guard on an otherwise normal door. The PCs arrive just in time to see an outsider summoned, if it isn't what the monks expected to arrive. Follow-up adventure ideas. The abbot, consumed by shame, submits himself for punishment. The monk who brought the heretical documents book has escaped during the fighting. There's copyright on this. I don't know if I should be reading this aloud to you. That's the map that's supposed to go with this adventure. I don't know what... We got a secret door and all sorts. These are just plot hooks. They're just tiny little things for you to throw into your adventure. I like them. These are the maps for every card, and on each back of each card there's a little adventure for you to use that map with. 54 of those buggers. Now, I like this one. I picked out this Dungeons, Caves, and Ruins Fantasy because, I mean, who doesn't do a lot of dungeon crawls, right? It's kind of Dungeons and Dragons. It's the dungeon crawl aspect. But I also got the horror one, the horror deck, Horror Fantasy, in hopes that I might be able to use it with like a Curse of Strahd or Ravenloft campaign. Because the last campaign I ran before my group disbanded and I moved away out of state, we were doing Curse of Strahd. This one's all wrapped up in plastic. Let's see what it's got going on. Horror Fantasy. Looking for a fantasy adventure idea with a touch of necromancy or a dab of grave dirt? Try Sidequest Decks. Horror fantasy. Each card is a dynamic adventure. These cards are perfect whether your PCs are in a demi-plane of dread or you want a Halloween-themed one-shot adventure. Or you want to string several mini-adventures together in an undead-focused campaign. Draw a card for an adventure outline. Includes backstory, ways to get the PCs involved, encounter possibilities, and follow-up ideas. The other side of the card is the most important map for that adventure. Use maps from other cards as needed. Use them to stock a hex crawl, develop a side trek. They see that's a good idea. Stock a hex crawl. Anyway, let's see what's inside. Let's use the cover. All right, what do we got here? Dreaming reality. Curse, poison, disease, demons. A PC's nightmares become reality, getting the PCs involved. The PC is overcome by an unusual poison which prevents a restful sleep. A vengeful foe with its dying breath curses a PC to never sleep peacefully again. Encounters. The afflicted PC has horrible nightmares whenever he or she sleeps. The sleep is never truly restful. After 2 or 3 days, the PC is ready to do anything to get a restful night's sleep. Fatigue will affect the afflicted PC. The PCs may be able to research a cure in town, library, visit a sage, or otherwise learn of some steps to mitigate the poison/curse. The initial steps taken don't cure the poison or curse immediately. Instead, the nightmares manifest as various demons or outsiders or evil beasts attacking the PCs. Only after all the foes are defeated can the PC rest comfortably and recover from the effects of the fatigue. Follow-up adventure ideas. If the cause was a curse, the party may want to discover the source of the curse. If the cause was a poison, the PCs may want to develop a better antidote. Here's our map. I'm not sure what I'm looking at here. There's no identifying markers for this map. It just looks like some random map. Okay. Well, what do I think? I don't know if the maps are all that necessary, or at least the 2 that I've seen. Are they any good? Well, you can use any random map. It's the plot hook that I was interested in, you know? Give me a plot idea real quick, so I just pull something out of my hat here. But it looks pretty cool. And the concept's really rad, too. Alright, guys, this is Inkwell Designs. They have a website. I discovered them on Facebook. It was just an ad. They paid to have their advertisement put on Facebook, and I went, what's this? I did link to their ad on Facebook down a little further in Dungeons and Dragons and Beers, so you'd be able to find it there. But it looks like you can follow them on Twitter at Inkwell Ideas. They're not paying me to sponsor them by any means. I'm just showing you something that I picked up recently. All right, well, I hope that was useful. Take care, guys.